I love how Javi stutters over it. Well, Javi just had a niece and she wasn't old enough for that, and Kate already had things figured out at her age at that point. I wonder, actually, that's a good question. I guess Mariana had Kate to talk about those kind of things. Um, I like this. I like this conversation. I like this conversation between Javi and Clementine because it's very real. You can relate to this conversation whether you're from Clementine's point of view as a girl who either is going through it or has gone through it, or if you're Javier as the person whom the girl is approaching you about puberty, regardless of whether or not you're male or female. This is one of those things, again, that the writers didn't have to include in this story, but it just makes these characters more believable and more relatable and more like actual people because amidst all the craziness of the zombie apocalypse, these little things that are just like true to day life, like it is for us in real life, when there is no zombie apocalypse, it just keeps the story more grounded and again makes us relate to the characters more. It's not like a dad explaining it to his daughter. Javi isn't that close to Clem, so that's why it's a little awkward. That I can understand. Sure, I can buy that. I can buy that it's awkward because, we're not. It's not like she's my niece. It's not like. You could argue we don't know Clementine that well, and that's sort of an awkward conversation to have with someone that you just don't know. I'll buy that. That's a valid argument. That's a good thing to point out. Tensive genes. I got emotional during this part. Meanwhile, the majority of people I watched were awkward about it and found it gross. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it wasn't like that. But society seems to. That seems to be a standard, at least in American society, that we're just so afraid to talk about things like this to the point that it's just that awkward and people find it gross and people get uncomfortable. It's your body. I mean, it's the human body. Whether you're a woman or you're a man, it's just a part of life. No need to, be grossed out by it. It's just a part of life. Probably has something to do with the education system too. Like when we were in sixth grade, we split up into boys and girls and watched different videos. I don't know how many guys around that time were properly taught about that kind of thing. I don't know, because I went to, through elementary and middle school, kindergarten through ninth grade, I went to a Catholic school. I went to a private Catholic school. It was co-ed. And we definitely went over the puberty chapter. We definitely went over everything that happened to both a man and a woman, or a boy and a girl, going through puberty. And I don't think they separate. I don't remember them separating us between boys and girls. I think they taught us about each gender equally because I think that's important. I think it's important to know not just what's going on in your body, but knowing what's going on in the other gender's body too, because, I feel like you're going to have a lot of questions about what's going on with the opposite sex's body as well. Like if you're like freaking out and have all of these questions about your own body, then imagine how much confusion you would have about what's going on with the other person, what the other people are dealing with, the other 50% of the population is dealing with. I don't know. I just feel like education in and of itself helps with the awkwardness. I don't know if it's different in other countries, if other countries are a lot more open to talking about those kind of discussions, because it does feel like in America, at least, we're notorious for shying away from sex or shying away from, those kind of things. Whereas in other countries, the European countries, for example, they're not as shy about that kind of stuff. They don't censor nearly as many things the way that here in America we censor things. So it might be a cultural thing. That's definitely probably has something to do with it. No, this talk is the best part of episode 4, in my opinion. I think so too. I can't tell. I have no hesitation to talk about such things, but I had when I was in puberty myself. It brings characters to life and makes them more believable. Exactly. Though I'm surprised Krista didn't prepare her for this. That's a very good point. Krista, I would have thought would have prepared Clementine for this. I think it's because of her age. I was emotional in this too. This is the best scene. Clem acts tough, but this scene reminds us that she's barely out of childhood. This is a very vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable scene for Clementine, and to be fair, it's also a very vulnerable scene for Javier, because I think, based on his reaction, he's not used to be asking this kind of question, especially in a zombie apocalypse when you're just trying to think about surviving. You don't have time to think about, what's going on with Clementine and all the changes she's going with. So that is cool that you bring out this vulnerability. Maybe Javi is just cashed out of nowhere by such a normal thing like that. Maybe. Yeah, and maybe he expected to Kate to take care of that talk if Mari had survived to get out of that age experience. True. It's emotional because we've literally watched her grow up and still growing up. Yes, we're still seeing her become a woman. It is emotional in that way, just to see Clementine not only going through changes personally, but also physically, obviously. Does the original Walking Dead series talk about this kind of stuff? I don't think so. That's probably why I really like the games, because they're not afraid to touch on subjects like this that probably don't really have anything to do with the overall plot, but it's so valuable, and it ends up being a lot of people's favorite parts of these episodes because of the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with the plot, but it's still meaningful and it's still relatable. Though I can imagine it'd be a problem if walkers could smell the human blood compared to ignoring being covered in walker blood or guts. Javier is acting like a lot of straight guys would. It's a fact. Lots of straight guys do get awkward on it and think it's probably because they don't want to talk to young girls about sex. But it has nothing to do, it does and it doesn't. It does in the sense that the reason why it's happening is because, the egg hasn't been fertilized. So yes, I guess indirectly it is talking about sex, sure, but I don't know. I shouldn't. If you're uncomfortable with it, you're uncomfortable with it. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm not blaming anyone. I think I'm in the minority here. If you're uncomfortable talking about that stuff, I'm not shaming you or looking down on you or judging you in any way. I just think that that's just the way that society and our culture, at least in America, has kind of raised us to act when it comes to issues like that. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just the way things are, sort of like how for many years, just talking about the subject of homosexuality, for example, was an awkward topic. Homosexuality is an awkward topic. Even now, religion is an awkward topic for many reasons. There's awkward topics for a lot of people, for various things, and a lot of it is because of how society is built and how society has molded us as we grow up into adults. So, this is the moment that I'm glad Telltale added that Clem needs to learn this. Maybe I remember that between season 2 and season 3. That on the Telltale forums, people brought up an issue that Clementine might be taken advantage of because she is female. It's a very real thing that can happen in The Walking Dead and has happened in The Walking Dead. So yes, that is a very scary thing to think about. But it has happened, unfortunately. The Last of Us, without giving anything away, it's an issue that was touched on in The Last of Us. So it's a very real and personal thing. It's a very personal question. It just caught Javi off guard is all. Yeah, I get that. Well, there are people that dealt with it in medieval times before modern stuff was invented, after all. True. And that she might freak when she comes to age. She doesn't know that about once a month thing. Yeah. Well, also the thought that Clem isn't really told how that works, actually. I remember the scene with Luke, Bonnie, and Mike at the fire while they were talking about Luke and Jane's little quickie. Yes. It's sad that she didn't know about herself. It highlights that she hasn't had a mother at all. I know, it's so sad. This is the most vulnerable and childlike we've been allowed to see Clem this season. That is true. Not talking much because I'm washing the dishes, but I 100% agree with you, Hark. Well, thank you. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to. I'd like to bring things up when I feel like I'm in the minority, and then I feel like I have thoughts that not everybody agrees with, but because I think not everybody agrees with, I like to voice it just to have some representation out there. I like this scene so much. It shows us that some things stayed normal even in an apocalypse. Totally agree with you. Can't stop Mother Nature. I watched a German LPer, and he was very mature and didn't hesitate to talk about this. I'm glad. And again, maybe because of it's a cultural thing based on where you live. I feel like, like I said, in Europe, I think in European countries, they're a little bit less awkward about things like that, about the human body, about sexual things in general. So I think some of our teachers were like, don't have sex and abstinence rather than properly teaching us about sex. And so, yeah, my Catholic school must have been really unusual then, because they definitely taught us about sex. Now, obviously, they taught us about, abstinence too. They did teach us about abstinence, but they still taught us how it works, when you are ready to have sex. They did tell us why our bodies act the way they do when we reach a certain age. Heck, one day in health class, somebody asked how birth control pills work, and the teacher literally said, "I'm not allowed to tell you," which was a bit odd. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate for some private schools, especially religious private schools, which I personally, I see both sides. I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning, but I mean, it is what it is. Well, it seems like he wants to comfort her, but he may not know that much about the matter. That may be part of the awkwardness, trying to not to say something wrong or confusing. Perhaps. Maybe Javier just doesn't know. Maybe he just doesn't know the answer, and he doesn't want to come off as stupid, or he doesn't want to tell her something wrong, or anything like that. I just can't understand that Krista didn't told her about the issue. I think all Clem really needed to know was that it was natural and that she has nothing to worry about. Yeah. Maybe Krista was going to explain what had happened. Maybe. 20 minutes, serious talk on puberty and sex education during a game about zombie. This is why I subscribe to this channel. No, really. Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you, Radem. I appreciate you saying that. It'd be best to talk about that beforehand rather than the moment it happens. Yeah, I agree. I think that if I were to have a daughter, I would probably warn her about that first. And hopefully I would raise my daughter in such a way that having the talk isn't an awkward thing. It's just, okay, my dad needs to tell me about something that, is important and that's actually, practical, a very practical thing to be taught. Because, one of these days, hopefully, if I do end up having a child and that child happens to be female, hopefully I'll be able to have a discussion to be able to explain it to her in such a way and, just for her benefit, have some sort of female figure, because I think that is important, have some sort of female figure who could be able to answer her questions based on personal experience, since I'm not equipped to be able to answer questions from a personal standpoint. This is why I love this game. We can talk about stuff like this, voice our opinions without being judged, and relate to one another. Thank you, Asela. I appreciate that. I went to a public school, but it's the South. So yeah, I love these discussions so much. But good Lord, I went to go change the laundry out, and we're still hardcore discussion. I love it. Oh, I know, Carl's good. I'm getting to the end, so don't worry. I'm not sure if regular teachers are allowed to talk about it. There are specialist sex education teachers for it. It depends on the school you're at. But anyway, sorry. Hope you find that interesting and not awkward. We're going to continue on with this conversation, see where it goes. Well, at least with the internet, we can be able to research a lot of things on our own.
Okay.
I can take you back to Kate. She can help you with,
Javi, worry about yourself right now. We need to find a needle and thread to stitch you up first.
Oh, that's right. I have a cut in my shoulder.
Right.
That's right. I forgot. Totally forgot I was wounded there. Okay, let's go rummaging through this guy's pockets. Let's talk to him before we slap him.
Wake up. Talk to me.
Dr. Lingard? Dr. Lingard? Dr. Lingard? Can you hear me?
Did he OD? Is he OD?
Does he look like he can hear you?
Did he OD and turn to a zombie? That would be really bad. I mean, a walker. He looks pretty bad. Let's
Wake up.
slap him.
Talk to me.
I don't think I want him like stitching anything when he's in that state.
Wow. That guy is really out of it.
Yeah. All right, what am I supposed to do?
Penicillin. Not what I'm looking for.
But it might be useful. I would take it. Penicillin could be very useful. Take the penicillin. Doggone it.
Not much left. It looks like painkillers are in high demand.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't steal any medicine if I were you. It really doesn't go over well.
fair enough. But if I really need it... Fine, put them
No
back.
thanks.
I'll listen to Clementine. I'm only gonna take what I need.
Jackpot. Needle and thread.
Okay.
All
this is-
sterilized and ready to go.
How about the wound? You need something to clean the wound with.
Just pills.
Taurine Medical? Can we log into this machine? Meanwhile, Hark is talking about
Here we
puberty
go.
stuff. Javi is just, my arm over here. Okay, do we have anything, any disinfectant? Because we have to do that. Any disinfectant? Nothing. Maybe a bottle of liquor or something. Or a piece of something to bite into, like a pry bar.
Hey,
A metal
this is
pry
just what
bar.
you're looking for.
How can you
They
tell?
help you handle it. Kate'll take care of you.
How can you tell if it's sterilized just by looking at it? I'd rinse it off in alcohol for a bit just to be
I
safe.
think I remember how to do this.
Yeah. Here we go. Krista taught you, remember?
Okay. Hold
Whoa! Shirtless Javi!
still. Try not to
Okay.
breathe.
I mean, I'd hate to say it, Javi, but I mean, you're
Look,
in the
I
man's
know I'm
in
probably
pain.
not the best person to talk to about that stuff before.
The man is in pain, and I'm
You weren't
taking a
that
drink.
bad. Thanks for, being here.
Basically, all this means is you could become a mom, if you wanted.
Javi's taking this like a champ.
I already felt like a mom.
Oh.
Even Ava would have to admit I was a good mom to AJ.
Flashback! Yay! We got another flashback! Yay! So Ava knew Clementine well enough, too? So now she's by herself. Why did I know how you would react to that scene? Best scene ever. Best episode ever. And I mean, Javi's got abs. Doggone it. Not as good as Vaughn's. Nobody can beat Vaughn's abs. But Javi's works out pretty well. Okay, flashback. Focus, Angel Arts. Focus. Speaking of puberty, focus. Draw a knife.
Whoa there, Clem. It's just me.
Hi. The Kenny flashback was great.
What the hell do you want?
I'm really glad I found you. Clementine, I know this is hard. I'm so sorry about what happened with AJ. Really, I am. What happened wasn't easy for any of us.
You have to give AJ back, please. He needs me. I need him.
That's just not gonna happen, Clem. Look, it's not much, but... Here.
Chili. Oh, cans. I know all about cans. Energy bars. Water. And I saved the drawing for last. AJ's... Oh, AJ's... Oh, game right in the feels. The cans don't have a mascot that looks like her face. Oh.
David wanted you to have that. AJ drew it just after you... It calmed him down.
I failed him. It's my fault. I was supposed to protect him no matter what. I let it get to my head.
It's not your fault. Every mother should have those instincts. But there are some things that are beyond anyone's control. At least you have something to remember him by. Listen, it's dangerous out here, and right now, you're hurting.
And for the record, I refuse to use this as kindling on a fire if I need to light a fire. Just so you know, this is another drawing that is not going to be put into a fire.
Whatever you do, you can't let what happened get to you. You need to keep a level head. Plan for after that. You're strong, but that won't get you far if you don't know what you're doing. Or where you're headed.
I could maybe find some others. Town or something.
We all have to fit in somewhere, right? Just because it didn't work out with us doesn't mean you won't find happiness somewhere else. Don't stop looking. For me, staying alive has always been about finding people I could trust as much as they trusted me. That's what the new frontier has been. A silver lining. Made me feel worth a damn. Kept me going in the worst of times. You'll find yours. I know you will. Someone or something. They're out there.
How could I not
I
pick
used
this?
to have Lee.
You never mentioned him.
He took care of me for a while. Every time I would look at AJ, I could hear him in my head, helping me, guiding me.
He's still with you, you know.
Can we have a dream about Lee again?
Here.
Maybe in episode 5. Dream about Lee.
So
Or Luke.
is
I'll take
AJ.
Luke. Either of the
From
two.
the first time we met, right here, surrounded by absolute hell. You and AJ were a light in the darkness. Hope for a better world. That's who you are. Promise me you'll never lose that light. Please. It's what makes you special, Clem.
I'm an optimist.
It's what keeps
I'm
the
making
rest of us
Clem an
going.
optimist.
Okay, I promise.
You're a tough kid. Don't change. I should get back before anyone notices I'm gone. Those good people you mentioned before, the ones you said would be out there, well, there's an old airfield about 10 or so miles south of here. Prescott. There are definitely good people there. I'm sure they'll take you in. I'll miss having you around, Clem.
I mean, she's been nice this entire time, so why would I... Might as well.
You're going to be okay.
The worst thing I could do right now is burn
Thanks,
more
Ava.
bridges.
Good luck out there,
I've
Clem.
burned enough bridges. You need allies in a time like this. And so far, Ava seems trustworthy to Clementine.
That's what keeps me going. There's things I have to stay alive to do. So, what do you think?
I think this is a really nice Javier at the gym. You know, alternate costume. Just saying, Javier at the gym collection. One moment. Okay. And
I'm getting better.
I'm just gonna let this cell just
I
linger.
owe you one.
Add it to the pile.
You coming?
I still have to ask Lingard about AJ.
Hello, Clementine. Javier. Thought you were rotting in a cell with David.
Yeah, about that.
Any chance he got out too? I hate to think about what Joan might do to him. Despite all her pleasantries, She's a cruel bitch.
So now you're
Joan
wising
took
up.
him before I got out. I haven't seen him since.
That poor bastard. He's not getting out. Guess there's only one sure way to get away from Joan these days.
What are you saying?
Why do you care if David got out? He deserves what's coming to him.
If you think that, you don't know David.
I know he's the reason I lost AJ.
When AJ recovered, David was the one who stepped up. Took personal responsibility for that kid.
You say that like it's a good thing. I really doubt he was a positive influence.
David's the reason the kid's better off now than he's ever been. You can be as mad as you want about how things panned out.
Clem
The
can judge
fact of the
that.
matter is, David's been good for AJ, among others.
Clem can be the judge of that.
She doesn't need to be. As a doctor, I'm telling you, he's in better shape now than when I first saw him.
But for how long?
That was because he was sick.
Exactly.
He would have stayed sick too if I had listened to you, Doctor.
Yep.
I stand by what I said.
And so does Clem.
If David's taken such good care of him, why did he tell me to ask you where AJ is?
That's what this is about, then. You want to know where the boy is?
Good job, Sherlock. Genius. What are you doing?
What do you want?
I just want to die. I want you to inject this into me.
Why do you want to die?
Hang in there. Tomorrow's another day.
I can't.
Why? Why do
When
you want
your
to die so
brother
badly?
found me, he got me to care about everything I'd given up on.
And that's a
My
problem?
life, other people, even this goddamn place. Without him around, I don't want to care anymore.
Just tell me where he is!
Yeah.
Then you won't have any reason to do it.
Javi, I have to know.
Yeah, I know.
I've been looking for too long.
It's what he wants.
I can't lose him
I
now.
don't like assisted suicide
Not
either.
when I'm this close.
But we need to find out where AJ is.
All right, I'll do it.
Well, where is he?
He's at the McCarroll Ranch, a few miles west of here.
Okay.
He's really alive.
Okay. Inject him. This is what you want, Doctor. I'm sorry that...
Don't forget to
You had-
stick around to handle the after part. I don't want to become one of those monsters.
Okay.
Don't forget, Joan's looking for you. And your friends. You better hope she doesn't find you.
Yeah. Take him out. Don't
I
let him
got it.
turn. Good night, Doctor. Thank you for telling us. You took care of Dr. Lingard.
Finally.
Oh, hey.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Clementine.
Surprised to see you here.
Yeah. Right back at you.
You all good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all set.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Good to see you.
All right, let's get out of here. We got what we needed. It's time to move. Blood for blood. Achievement unlocked. I'm getting dairy flashbacks. Uh-oh.
Javi, you're back. And Clementine.
Thanks for the warm welcome.
Just surprised to see you is all. Oh, hell. You okay?
Yeah, it looks worse than it is. Don't worry about it.
Kate's lying down in the other room for a bit.
She's probably upset.
So you got the guns, huh?
She might have left.
We got him all right.
Kate might have
One for
skedaddled.
you, and one for you.
Whoa,
I saved
careful
this
with
one
those.
For you.
Oh.
No, I've already got one.
Oh.
Actually, it wouldn't hurt.
I was gonna say, did you look at poor Gabe's face? He was like, I got this just for you. And Clement is like, psh, nah, I already got one. I'm good. And Gabe was like, oh. Fortunately, Clem kind of picked up on that. He's like, oh, you know what? I think I can take it. Sure, it wouldn't hurt to take another one. Oh, at least the good thing is this time AJ isn't big enough to provide a good meal for too long. Oh, potato kiss. Oh, that's terrible. Jane could learn a thing or two from Ava. While Jane found that being on her own and avoiding groups was best for her, she tried manipulating Clem into thinking the same and pushing it because she thought that was best for her too. Ava, on the other hand, found the new frontier to be best for her, but didn't push that on Clem and instead wished Clem to find happiness where she best fitted. I agree 100%, Asilla. Episode 4, Thicker Than Water. Blood is thicker than water. Clem got her period. No coincidence there, folks. Oh, that's really... Ooh, I think you actually are onto something there, Asilla. Who can't reject those eyes? I ship Gabe and Clementine.
Thanks.
Oh, that's
Conrad?
cute.
Nah, I'm cool.
What took you so long?
We went to see Dr. Lingard.
At night? I'm kind of surprised he was sober.
Nope.
It's gotta be a stressful job. Looking after an entire community? Can't say I approve of the way he blows off steam, though.
He was definitely not 100% there. That's for sure.
Sounds about right.
Why don't you go talk to Kate, okay?
Okay.
I feel like Kate's not going to be there anymore. I feel like she jumped ship.
The sun will be rising in a few hours.
Although I don't think she would have been
Jones
gone very
people
far.
know we're holed up here,
with
and
a
they're
herd.
gonna come looking for us. All of us.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Maybe it's not as bad as we think.
Fucking figures.
And there's no going anywhere with those things blocking our exit.
They like me, that has to help somehow.
Just 'cause they like you doesn't mean they're gonna like the rest of us.
We're sitting ducks up here.
We can't just wait around here to get shot, that's for damn sure.
We have to help my dad.
Hey, we can do this.
Yeah.
We've gotten out of tougher
Yeah.
jams before, haven't we?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure. But this is different. We can't just cut and run. Not with the herd out there. Like it or not, we're fucking stuck in Richmond. Now how the fuck are we gonna put the brakes on this thing?
Joan and her people are going to be at the square, right? We need to bring the fight to them.
We go after Joan, our problems are solved.
Great. So, how do we do that?
It's a good question. Joan will probably have a full security detail with her. She'll be insulated from us and from anybody in Richmond who doesn't agree with what she's doing.
If there are good people left in Richmond who are against what Joan's doing, we need to ask for their help. If we can talk to the people at the trial, present the case to everyone in Richmond, we might not have to do this on our own. We light the match, the people do the rest.
After we take Joan out, we're gonna need some way out of this mess. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not much of a runner.
We've got a truck, a big one, that we used to use for walker defense. It's a little busted up, but it's way better than nothing.
People are gonna be patrolling these streets looking for us. How far away is this truck?
I'll show you. We've been expanding, pushing out further, making the safe zone even bigger. Can't promise you they've cleared all the walkers yet, but that's where the truck's parked.
I could spit and hit it.
We steal that thing, nothing will be able to stop us.
Steal what?
Oh,
Hey.
Kate's still here.
Jesus, Javi, is that blood on your shirt?
Yeah.
You said it wasn't that bad.
It isn't.
How the hell did this happen? Oh, you're bleeding right through that bandage.
I
You
got
should have
myself
told me
stabbed.
as soon as you got in.
Things went a little sideways at the end. Gabe got in the way. A guard came after me and he stabbed me in the shoulder.
I thought you guys were gonna be careful.
I purposely
out there.
wasn't trying to throw Gabe under the bus.
Don't worry about it.
I purposely was not.
It is what it is. Thought you knew what you were doing.
You're still alive, aren't you?
Eleanor, can you take a look at this?
As long as he keeps it clean, it should be okay.
See, Eleanor is clearly a lot more classy than I, that she didn't ask Javier to take off his shirt to get a better look. Clearly. Why did I have to... I was specifically chose the dialogue option that did not mention Gabe's name, and then Javier mentioned Gabe's name anyway.
Would you guys stop making such a big deal about it? It happened. It's over. Move on already.
I'm just trying to make sure he's okay, Gabe.
What we need to be talking about is the plan. Oh, I have a bunch of ideas. I want to be the one to go after Dad. Just give me a gun and I'll do whatever. I know the town.
It's a good
I know what Dad's gonna be thinking.
It's a good
It's not a
start.
bad place to start. And it's good you want to help. We've got to talk it through.
Come on,
before we
Gabe.
settle
Don't be
on
mad at
anything.
me.
Just as long as I get to come along.
Not that I don't appreciate the can-do attitude, but I don't know if you're invited, little man.
I think I agree with Tripp.
Ugh, this is bullshit! I'm not staying behind.
Gabe, take a breath.
Do I not even get a
He's
choice?
my dad. I'm going.
It's going to be dangerous out there, and I don't want anyone else getting hurt.
If we get to save Dad, then getting hurt is worth it. It's worth dying for. This is more important to me than anyone else. I've got a gun, and I know how to use it.
No way anybody is dying. Not today.
You don't really know that.
That's why we have to
Javi.
take the time to talk it through. So everybody comes out okay. Nobody here is gonna let you be a martyr, Gabe. Your life is precious.
Before you all make any decisions about who's coming and who's staying and who's gonna do what, I just wanted to say, I'm sitting this one out.
What are you talking about, Conrad?
Because I could
I'm
have
sorry
died.
about
That's
that.
why.
I am. I just don't particularly care what happens to the folks here in Richmond. It's not my community, not my problem. I got what I came here for. That's not the kind of man I want to be.
I
Just gotta
understand.
figure it out. Who the new Conrad is.
All right. I get it. You came with us far enough.
I see what you're doing, but I just can't take the risk. I'm gonna get some things together and find some place to wait out the herd. I'll attract less attention if I'm by myself.
Conrad, man.
Hey, no goodbyes.
Ooh, I think Conrad might
I'll
die.
see you on the other side, brother.
I think this is
I'll
his
see
determinate
you.
death. I think we just sent him off to his death. I'm sorry, Conrad. It was nice to have you. I'm sorry. It was cool having Conrad stay alive all up to this time, especially since Clementine didn't seem to mind.
You want to dive bomb Joan and save the day. Do we have to leave? This place is comfortable.
Hell yeah, we're out of here. A handful of people against everyone out there. Everything out there. That's doable. Probably.
If anybody else wants out, now's the time to say so.
Hell, I'm still in.
I
Good.
promised David I'd always have his back. Let's do it.
Without Conrad, you guys need me. And you know it.
Sure as hell seems that way.
Me, Clem, Kate, and Gabe will go after the car.
Me and Eleanor, we'll get some supplies together. Here, take a walkie. I'll let everyone know when things kick off.
Ava, you take the other one and keep checking in, no matter what.
I'll get my stuff and meet you at the square.
Okay, let's move out.
Okay, here we go. What could go wrong, right? I do agree that even if Gabe's emotional, he still has to learn to shoot and defend himself properly at some point rather than being sheltered. Yeah, I kind of wanted to side with Gabe because he's going to have to learn at some point to take care of himself. Yes, he's been really reckless and has shown some poor judgment, but
Clem,
you got to
you come
throw
with
him
me
into the
to get the
deep end
truck.
at some point.
Gabe and Kate, you guys hang back here. Be
And,
ready for anything.
and hope that he swims and not sink.
Let's go.
I mean, you got to do that at some point. You
I
can't
should go with you.
coddle him forever.
That wasn't the plan, Gabe.
Actually, I was kind of hoping you'd be willing to watch my back on this one. Don't want to get surprised while I'm out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Gabe's face is so
I
precious.
guess somebody needs to be a lookout.
What?
Nothing. Gabe and I will be fine back
Good
here.
job, Clem. Good job. Hi, welcome to the live stream, nice leader. Can I talk to you, Gabe? Are we cool still? I'm still your coolest uncle, right?
What's up?
Oh, I want to talk to you, buddy.
Listen, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but if we don't work together as a team, we all fail.
You don't have to say anything. I get it. I shouldn't have freaked out. I was sick of being pushed aside. I hope you can trust me again. I'll do whatever you need me to do. But Javi,
Yeah?
quit treating me like a kid.
The game wouldn't let me do anything otherwise. I wanted to take your side. The game wasn't letting me. How dare you, Telltale? How dare you? Heart
This
will
looks like
remember
one of
that.
the areas Richmond is expanding into.
Angel Arts will remember that game. Not giving me the choice.
Locked. We can't catch a break. Muertos would probably rip this old truck apart in seconds.
Probably. Look at, there's weak fence. That's not good. If they refer to it as a weak fence, it's probably going to come down very soon. By the end of this episode, I guarantee it.
Gotta be careful. Any more muertos pushing, and those boards won't hold up.
Then why did you shine your light up to it? I just wanted you to look at it, not shine your light into their face. Come on, Javi. Clem is a scammer. I'm so proud. Look at it.
This thing looks like it moves too slow for an escape.
Talk to Clem.
What's going on?
Thanks.
For what?
Helping out with Gabe. He's having a rough time.
He's smitten.
Yeah, we all are. I'm just doing what I can.
Thank you.
Let's keep looking for that truck.
You got it.
Shepherd.
Guess they'll be using
Just
that
like
for
the
construction
commander.
once they've cleared this area.
Oh, here we go.
Sturdy, but only room for one.
Alright, let's open this thing and make our getaway car accessible.
There it is. Let's go.
Make sure there's no walkers in there. Oh, nice looking truck. Taxi cab.
What are the chances?
I'd say about 50-50.
Smartass.
Anyone remember how Vaughn's abs look like? Because Javi has an 8-pack. I counted. Nice, Asilla.
Hell yeah, this graveyard shift is killing me. Oh, let me get some of that.
Early risers. Come on, we gotta hurry and finish before more people wake up.
What are we gonna do?
We can't start the engine. Not without attracting a lot of attention. Kate, you steer. The rest of us are gonna get behind the truck and push. See if we can't get some distance between us and them.
This is gonna go so wrong.
Ready?
Ready.
What was up with that music? Music, why were you doing that? Don't do that, music. Stop making it more tense, music. Bad things happen as you do that.
Turns out you needed me after all, huh?
I didn't doubt it, little buddy.
I'm just saying, I know you didn't want me to come along. If I'd stayed behind, maybe we wouldn't have been able to get the truck.
Nope.
I'm glad you were here.
You're right.
Okay?
At least you can admit it.
I've been trying to admit it. The game is just
turns out
being
you're pretty useful when you actually follow directions.
stubborn.
Don't think those guys will be able to hear the engine all the way over here.
Really? We didn't push
I
it
put
that
it in
far.
neutral. Couldn't find an ignition key in there.
Great.
Guess you'll have to hotwire it.
Okay.
Try not to shock yourself.
Yeah, because then...
Shit. I'll need something to strip the wires.
Strip,
They
you
left all
say?
their supplies lying around. Bet there'll be some tools out there somewhere.
Just try to hurry, okay?
Okay, toolbox. The game is against the choices you made, Hark. I know, it always is. Grab the hammer, grab these things.
Shit.
Thank you. That's what I call selective hearing.
Almost there. Keep an eye out while I get it started, okay?
I'll check on the guys in the office.
Clem and I will look out for walkers.
Okay. Here goes.
Sure, I can do this. Because Javier, as we've seen from previous
Wire cutter should help with
flashbacks,
this.
definitely knows how to do this. How do I know what to cut? Ignition wire, battery wire, starter wire. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I guess I have to cut them all. Hot wire it. Okay.
Gotta connect the battery to the ignition.
Yeah.
Let there be light.
Maybe I shouldn't have done it in that order. I shouldn't have done it in that order. Hot wire it now.
Oh, shit.
The other one, the other one.
Don't get electrocuted. Don't get electrocuted.
Javi, hurry up!
I'm going as fast as I can. Get in. If it was that easy, jeez.
Let's go, now!
Why aren't you guys already in the truck? Why weren't you already in the truck, for goodness sakes? Whew, okay. That could have gone worse. So far. Oh boy. Even if they did hear the engine,
The
they could
square is
assume
a
it was one of the
couple of
leaders
blocks
moving
away.
it aside for reasons.
This is a good place to wait.
Do we have enough gas?
I'm not about to turn the engine off again.
What now?
We wait for Ava to call us on the walkie.
So, nothing for us to do but sit and watch the sun come up.
Well, I know we've got something important to do.
Really,
I'm
young
teaching you to
man.
play euchre.
Okay,
That's not a real thing.
that's okay then.
It's a card game. Come on, it's fun.
It's nice to be driving around with a couple kids in the back seat again. Really takes you back, doesn't it? Just you and me and Gabe and Mari.
You're right. This is nice. If I just close my eyes, we're right back where we were. All of us together.
Do what I do. Try to think about the nice stuff. Not everything that happened after.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, come on. That's not even a good rule.
Still gotcha.
Guess he stopped playing it cool with her. In case you haven't noticed, Gabe's got a little crush on Clementine.
No way!
He likes
Seriously?
her. You get it?
Well, okay, I sort of am.
I hope it works out for them.
Even Javi's
I really
a shipper
do.
of them.
They're good for each other.
Even though you're allowed to
think.
not ship them
Think
if you don't
their
like them
first
being
official
together.
date will be target practice?
Then skinning and eating a wild animal.
Young love. It's so normal, you know? Like, as crazy as things get, as terrible and tragic and just plain stupid, there's nothing more wonderfully ordinary as two kids falling for each other. Not that they're there yet, but to feel something that intensely for another person, kind of like the best drug there is.
Falling is the easy part.
Well,
Keeping it alive,
one of
that's
the
the
best
hard
drugs.
part.
Hey, the falling in love is the easy part.
It's the staying in love part that'll really mess you up.
Yep, that's
It's
true.
unfair. That's all I'm saying. That they're feeling what they're feeling right now, and when that sun gets a little higher, it's right back to the fight.
Yeah,
I just wish he could have had a childhood, you know?
yeah.
I wish I could have given them that. Him and Mari, both. They deserved better than this.
You did the best you could.
Like, you did the best you could, Kate. You kept this family alive as long as you possibly could. It counts for a lot.
Yeah.
I hope you know, Javi,
Mm-hmm.
having you there with me, right by my side, all this time,
Mm-hmm.
that's what made the difference. You're so sure of what you're doing all this for. You didn't run away. You could have. But you didn't.
I'm here so I can set an example for people. For Gabe especially. Someone to be proud of.
That's the
Someone
spirit.
who sticks around.
That's the spirit, Javi.
I get it. There's no graceful way to say this, so I'm just gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
I know we've had moments, you and I,
Yeah, because the game kind of forced it on us, but continue.
and they're always a little hot and a little confusing, and
A little railroaded,
maybe some of them haven't meant anything at all.
because that's pretty much how I've been trying to play Javier.
But before whatever happens tomorrow happens, I need you to know, whatever this thing is between us,
Yeah, this thing between us that kind of just sprang up, because I definitely had not been implying it until around episode 3, apparently, by no control of mine.
I want to give it a chance. And I know the fact that David is back in our lives now makes this whole thing a little more complicated. But do you feel the same way? I'd really like to know. Before things get crazy. We might not get another chance.
Okay.